Fala, brabos! Haades na área, vídeo rápido, direto e insano. Se curtir, deixa o like, se inscreve e comenta aí para fortalecer. Vamos nessa?
Shields up, Iron Breakers. Today I'm going to be bringing you another Monster Hunter Stories 3 preview video. This title was sent to me by Capcom so that I could give it a look and tell you guys my opinions on it. And today I wanted to focus on a very specific part of the game, which is the rite of channeling. See, I noticed in the recent Capcom showcase that a lot of you guys had questions about the rite of channeling and you weren't exactly sure how it worked, and I thought it was pretty important to show it, so I went ahead and I made a brand new save to ensure that we have as little spoilers as possible. All the Monsties that I'm going to be showing in this video are all Monsties that you pick up in like the first 3 hours of gameplay, give or take, just to kind of show you guys how the whole thing with moving the genes around, the bingos, all of that good stuff is going to work. So if you guys played the demo, and I'm going to assume that most of you did, you know that at a certain point you're going to be fighting a feral monster, and then you're going to be unlocking this camp, which is going to be essential for you to unlock things like habitat restoration, which we're also going to be briefly touching upon. But besides that, at a certain point, you're going to be unlocking the rite of channeling. This is very shortly after the demo portion of the game, so don't be thinking like, oh, it's going to take me like 10, 20 hours to unlock rite of channeling. No, it's fairly fast. So we're going to be jumping in here, and once we jump into stables, we can now do rite of channeling for all the Monsties that we have. So one of the questions that people were asking me is, can I move the genes around in existing Monsties? And yes, there are 3 options whenever you get into the rite of channeling. The first one is select genes from Monsties, select genes from list, and change gene slots. So we're going to be starting things with changing gene slots. So this is actually something that a lot of us would like to have back in Stories 2, and I don't think that was a thing. But let's say, for instance, there's a couple of genes that you have in your Ratha, and you do want to move those around. It is important to mention that certain genes are going to be locked behind level requirements. So you're only going to be unlocking this gene when you hit level 30. You're only going to be unlocking this gene slot when you hit level 20, level 55, level 30, and so on. But the ones that are unlocked, you can freely move them around as much as you want. So let's say for some reason you want to go ahead and you want to move this over here. Boom, done. It's as easy as that. You can move this thing over here, and you can just swap everything around as you unlock the different slots. Now this is going to be very important because for those of you that are not aware, you're going to be able to do bingos with this thing. So bingos come in 2 varieties. So say for instance you get 3 reds in a row, then you're going to be getting a fire bonus for your Monstie. You can have this diagonally, vertically, horizontally, however you see fit. Besides that, if you do 3 power bingos, so like if you have 3 power slots like this, you're going to also increase the damage of your Monstie with power attacks. Same thing for speed attacks and technical attacks. That's the way it goes. So obviously the idea is going to be for you to specialize on like an element or 2 elements that you want to, and try to get as many bingos as you can possibly get that way. We still have the free bingo slot that you can kind of just like put in the middle, and it will make everything into a bingo, but you can only have one of those in the Monstie. But this should be fairly familiar to you guys, and if it's not, I mean, it's just match 3. That's it. That's the whole thing. And the more match 3s you're able to do onto one Monstie, the better things are going to be. You can also replace these bingos pretty much at will with genes that you already have. So we're going to finalize the placement here. It's going to save things the way that they are, and you can do this for any Monstie. Say for instance, you want to mess around with this one, you can move this here. We can't move anything else because we don't have any more genes on this Monstie, but you guys get the idea of how this works. So the way that things are going to work now is, let's say, okay, I want to get some more fire genes for my Rathalos, right? You're going to go ahead into the first one, which says select genes from Monsties. And you're going to select, oh, I want to change genes around for my Rathalos, right? And you're going to select the slot where you want to put the specific gene that you want to get for your Rathalos. So let's go ahead and get that middle slot, right? And then you go and you choose Monstie 2. Now at this point, you can once again select genes from Monsties, and this is going to let you go to a specific Monstie that you know has a gene that you want. Or a much better thing is you can come and you can just select genes from a list. Basically, this is going to give you the list of all of the genes that you have available to channel. And also, if you press down on left stick, it's going to give you a list of all the genes that you've seen or that you know of, even if you don't have them available to use in the rite of channeling. So for instance, Poison Spike is one that we do not have. Now the interesting thing here is you can actually come over to Poison Spike and it'll tell you which Monstie that comes from and also where you currently have that Monstie. So Poison Spike is going to be coming from Rathians, and they're currently in the habitat of Azuria in the Sun Petal Plains. So all you got to do, go to the Sun Petal Plains, get yourself a Rathian by going into the multiple dens or hunting a Rathian down, hoping that she runs away into her own den, grabbing an egg that way, hatching her, bring her back. She's likely going to have a Poison Spike for you. Just to give you an idea. Now, there's a bunch of filters that you can do. So if you use the bumper buttons, you can choose to, okay, show me all of the power type genes, or show me all of the speed type genes, show me all of the technical type genes. Or you can also go back to all, and then you can choose give me all the non-elemental genes, all of the fire genes, all of the water genes, all of the thunder genes. And you can kind of just like min-max your Monsties that way. So let's say, for instance, we're actually looking to get ourselves into, looks like we have three attacks here that are technical, so we can have a little technical bingo. So we're going to extract that fireball from the Yankutku, and we're going to be placing it in our Rathalos. So it looks like right now we can only really do bingos up top, but we can do a triple technical bingo, even though Ratha is not super strong, because like is in terms of using technical attacks, is strength is going to be power attacks, but still, you can still do stuff like that. So we can move this here, we can move this here, and let's say we move this over here. We can actually remove some of these. So we have Venom Strike, Anti-Burn, and Fire Attack Boost. Let's say we just get rid of Anti-Burn for now, so we can actually finalize slot placement here. And actually we need to get rid of Anti-Burn. So we're going to go ahead, select genes from Monsties. We're going to select this one, and we are going to get all of these fire genes. So let's go ahead and get Fire Defense Boost instead of that, so that we can get a technical one. Boom. Change that around. Your Monstie does not get consumed when you extract the gene, so you can move stuff around between Monsties as much as you want. Now we can change the gene slots. Let's move this over here, move this over here, so that we can get ourselves a little technical 3 bingo. Even though, like I said, Ratha is more powerful with power attacks, but for now, this is just to give you guys an idea of some of the stuff that you can do. So now let's go over here to this empty slot. Select genes from Monsties. Now we're going to go to a list, select fire, and let's get Instigator. And once we place this gene down, you will notice that now we have a triple bingo for both fire and technical. So if you notice, you can see increased damage on the left-hand side. We get 5% more fire damage and 5% more technical damage. So whenever we perform technical attacks with Ratha right now, they're going to be more powerful than usual. That's kind of like how a bingo works in Rite of Channeling. And in this game, things are way more streamlined, and in my opinion, that's a good thing. You don't lose Monsties. So say, for instance, if you get a Monstie that has 2 good genes, you don't have to like extract the one that you really want the most, lose the other one. You get to keep everything. And to me, I think that's a big bonus because it just makes things easier for you to go around and play with. But yeah, that's one of the ways of doing things. The other way is you can actually go straight to the list, select the stuff that you want from the list. It'll tell you which Monstie has the items, and then you can choose which Monstie you want to place that thing in. So you can, work in the opposite way. So let's say you want to put this thing into a Chatacabra, and boom. You just extracted that from a purple gypsros, you put it into a Chatacabra, which is really, really neat. I like how streamlined this whole thing is. And now a lot of you guys are going to be wondering, well, okay, but it seems like the list is not really all that filled in yet, right? Yeah, makes sense, because we're still at the very beginning of the game, keep that in mind. So you're seeing like non-elemental attack boost S. Well, how am I going to get the stronger version of this thing? Well, you can see where does it come from. Looks like it's coming from a purple gypsros, but the gypsros is only C grade, right? So what you can do is you can go into the habitat restoration, which is a new system that's in the game. And in habitat restoration, you can see where we have purple gypsros. Now, because I'm at the very beginning of the game, because I wanted to have as least spoilers as possible, we don't have purple gypsros in this, the only camp that I've unlocked. But as you unlock more camps, as you can see, there's going to be more monsters that you're going to be showing up. So like in Broadleaf Basin, you can see that that is usually where you're going to be finding some gypsros. But their population's at the very bottom. So what you can do is you can release gypsros into this ecosystem, and they're going to raise in rank all the way up to S. And then they're going to have more powerful genes for you to get. So one of the first things that you want to be doing is, if you really want to min-max specific Monsties, is you want to find out where they are, or you might even want to put them in different places that they're not from, because that will cause them to kind of like mutate into Monsties that have a different element, which is also pretty cool. Or in some cases, even mutate to completely new versions of monsters. As I've already told you guys in my video, one of the things that you can do is if you go to the Sun Petal Plains and you raise the Rathian population, you're going to get Dread Queen Rathian. That's going to be happening in more ecosystems, and it is properly identified. But, you know, just to give you guys an idea, if we go to the Sun Petal Plains and let's say we have Yankutkus in here, right? If you were to release 2 Yankutkus into the environment, what that means is Yankutku population is going to grow, and they're also going to become more powerful. So whenever you pick up a Yankutku egg in this environment, then it is going to become a more powerful Yankutku, and he's going to have more powerful genes. So all the genes that you get from a Yankutku are going to be more powerful, and then you can go and you can collect more eggs from a Yankutku, and you can also get those genes from those Yankutkus to put into other monsters if you so wish. This is what it looks like when you release a monster into the wild. I think that some of this stuff is in the demo, so probably a lot of you guys have already seen it. They go into the wild and they populate the thing a little bit better, and so now it's easier to find them, and they're going to be more powerful. But yeah, that's kind of like the synergy of these two systems, both habitat restoration and the right of channeling, as to how you go ahead and you min-max your monsters. I just wanted to make this perfectly clear, because it seemed like for a lot of people these systems were not super clear. So let me know if you have more questions about it in the comment section down below. And other than that, another question that I also had is, how many Monsties can you have? And I remember answering in this stream, I think it's 700. It is 700. As you can see, the limit right there, 14 out of 700. But yeah, I just wanted to really quickly put this one out there. If you guys want to know some more about the game, let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you guys later, because I can't wait to get started streaming this thing. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I've saved a lot of game to live stream. I've only played like the beginning 20 hours to get an idea of what it's all about. And this one's really special, guys. I'm telling you. But anyways, that's going to be it for now. If you enjoyed the video, if it was useful for you, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, bell notification icon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.